I should have just clicked the. There it is. Okay. So, the first part is sharing with your group just about a bit about your weekend or if you have anything fun ahead or difficult going on. Does anybody want to go first?
I can go. This past weekend was obviously Memorial Day, so we went up north. Went out on the boat and the jet ski, so that was fun. And then this upcoming weekend, I'm going to a few casinos in Canada for my mom's birthday, so hopefully that's fun.
Please win some money.
I always lose when I go to the casinos. I never like I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll come out ahead, and then I never do.
That's me too.
My mom though, like that's why we're going for her birthday. Luckiest person ever. She hits like a dollar penny slot and she'll win $1,000 or something
Dang,
like she is the luckiest person I've ever seen.
that's crazy. I can go next. This weekend was Memorial Weekend, and I went fishing on Lake Erie with my dad. Um, Other than that, I really didn't do much. Just we had some cookouts and laid in the sun.
I feel like it was a good break to like have
Yeah,
everything.
like a long weekend from work too, at least for me. And so I was like so thankful for everything.
That one extra day is so worth it.
Yes.
I went to Kentucky for like Friday through Monday. And it was really pretty there. Went hiking for a few. So it was a lot of fun.
Is there anything in Kentucky that you went for or just for fun?
My boyfriend has an internship there right now, so he's there for the entire summer. So I just wanted to go visit him.
All right. You get a free
That's
trip.
fun.
Well, not free trip, but you get a trip to
Yeah.
the
He paid for everything, so it was nice.
Okay, so it was a free trip. What about you, Alexis?
I just kind of relaxed, enjoyed the sun, went to the beach and had a couple cookouts with some family friends. Nothing, extravagant, nothing like
Fun.
I think
Oh,
Alexis
okay.
is frozen for me. I don't know.
Oh, she might be frozen too on my screen. I don't see like the wind moving in the background.
I heard a few beaches and then it kind of like
She said I can't tell if my Wi-Fi is glitching or not
I think so.
in the group chat, so I think it is. Okay, so for part two,
you guys.
what was that? Oh,
Oh, nope, she's gone.
um, okay, so for part two, read through the following information to get to know the students you'll be focusing on in this portion of your small group. Do we want to read through it individually and then just let us know when we're done with that part?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
about that, guys. Is this any bad?
We are, Alexis, we're reading the part 2 on our own um, and then coming back together, yeah, after we're done. But I can see you now, so
Okay, sounds good.
I'm ready whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
Are we all good to talk about it, or is anybody still reading?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm ready.
Okay. So for the student strengths, one of her strengths is, I think she has confidence at first and then she gets nervous. So like her strength would be confidence, and then I guess a need or something is like she gets nervous.
Like the willingness to participate.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to, and then she's kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Um,
I would also say her accuracy.
Yeah, I was gonna say accuracy.
and then her ability to be on task, I think, was also another strength.
Mm-hmm.
She knows her interest too, like she knows
s-
what she wants to be and all that.
Mm-hmm. Is her fluent, like, would you say her fluency is good too? Because she
I
got,
feel like she could work more on her fluency, just like in a more diverse way.
mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it's established, but I feel like it could be worked on more.
Okay. And then for her needs, obviously comprehension was a one.
I
I
said
think,
work on fictional reading instead of as she's used to like non-fictional reading, like getting that like I said, that diverse aspect, and then like repetition books and stuff like that. So like um yeah, just like repetition. And then like I was thinking like an example she could use would be like the dog like Clifford book. That way it's pertaining to like still her interests is like birds and animals and stuff, but it's not
mm-hmm.
necessarily nonfiction. It's still attached to fiction and stuff.
That's a good idea. And then she's just like above that benchmark of being in a tier 2 group or being pulled out.
Yep.
So that's a struggle too, to reach her. Okay. Based on all this information. Okay, so based on all this information, Isabella's teacher decided on the following goals. Knowledge target is I can define the term main idea. Her reasoning target is I can identify key details of a nonfiction text. And her product target is I can write a summary of a nonfiction text using key details to support the main idea. Orally discuss why you believe with supporting information earlier provided. Isabella's teacher chose those learning targets. I feel like for the knowledge target, obviously she can define the term main idea because she was struggling with reading comprehension. Like that is one of the big things. Like, do you know the main idea of the story? Do you know what happened? So I feel like that would be the basics. Can she define that term of what that is?
I feel like it's kind of going through the steps of comprehension. Like this is big picture, this is the details, and then here's like, you know, me
Here's what I
telling
can tell you.
Yeah, tell you what happened.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I feel like in the last one, I feel like we did this too. It starts off pretty basic and then gets down to like the nitty gritty. Okay, look over the following documents Isabella's teacher used in the intervention group she was placed in. Often when a teacher is developing comprehension, they explicitly teach thinking routines using graphic organizers. Finding the main idea might seem like a specific skill, but developing it will increase your comprehension across other areas as well. Once this area is down, the teacher will move onto another thinking routine or organizer. You can browse through the documents as you listen to the 5-minute advocating knowledge portion of the 17-minute group intervention lesson. As a group, listen to this audio of the teaching activating Isabel's prior knowledge on main ideas. As you are listening, feel free to pull up the browser over the documents and then the lesson, including a main idea sort in which the student was given 24 words, will be sorted into 3 different groups. Do we want to listen to it on our own? Because the last time I've tried to put it together, it failed.
Sure.
Yeah, that works.
I'm ready whenever.
Me as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, let me reshare my screen. All right. Do we have to put anything about that? I don't think so.
I think, are we supposed to do the knowledge target, reasoning target? Or is that?
I think that just shows the like
these are,
assessment.
yeah, these are assessments.
Okay.
In addition, this visible was anchor chart from there. Each intervention time use a short passage where they work to determine the main idea and supporting details. This passage you see is an example of what the students would do when working on their own. The teacher is working on the student's ability to complete this accurately, as opposed to the student simply choosing the first 3 sentences, then writing them down word for word. Okay, I guess I can open this. Okay, so they have to come up with the main idea and then they give a detail, 3 details. And then they're supposed to explain how the details support that information. Okay, during the next intervention time, they use her prior learning to write this journal entry. What's the main idea of STARS? Use 3 details to support your answer and explain.
Kind of looks like she just wrote out exactly what the article said. Did you know that stars have a life cycle?
They start out as a giant cloud of dust in space. Yeah. And like that's 1. This would be 2. I think this is 3 and this is 4. So like there's 4 of them rather than 3. So she's kind of just putting them down.
She's just kind of copying straight from the article too.
Okay, so yeah, so she continues to have a difficult time using her own words, but it is a work in progress. Overall, each intervention, the format typically followed the same pattern. Keep in mind routines in intervention groups are extremely important. So for 5 minutes, they activate knowledge, words to use to review the text from the previous lesson. Also, it asks to take the student to take the details and form them into a main idea categories. Then 3 minutes per review, 8 minutes for rotated between, and then a 1-minute self-assessment. After you listen and review the documents, answer the following prompts orally and include bulletin points below. How did this format fit with your understanding of small group Tier 2 comprehension intervention? So I feel like each one was the same, almost like the same thing, but it was like working on it more detailed, I guess, in just different ways, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Initially with the audio, I was a bit confused because, when you think of tier 2, you think of like a small group of like 4 to 5 students. Whereas this one, she was working on with one student and stuff like that. So initially I was a bit confused because you think of like, the small group aspect of it. But I feel like all the like criteria of like benchmarks that you're traditionally doing a small group were met. So
I feel like the layout's kind of similar to like what we've been doing with the, start by activating knowledge, review, new content, and then like having that format for all of them.
Mackenzie, what was that first thing that you said? Sorry.
You're okay.
It was like how they're all the same format.
Yeah, so like all of the activities, each like activity was similar. So like this one, there was 3, she had to write down the 3 details to support the answer. And then like this one, there was the main idea and then 3 details too. So it was just in different formats that she had to do it, but the task was still very similar. So I guess just more practice.
I feel like that helps them too, because like they know, okay, when I go to my small group, we're gonna work on this, or we're working on comprehension. We need three like it's very consistent for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of follows that idea of like short and simple instructions without it being explicit, you know? So they're given like same strict details like Kenzie was saying, and then they're able to apply those same details and instructions to different activities.
Yeah. What did you notice about the format of the intervention time?
It was one-on-one.
Yeah.
I noticed perky paste being used.
You said perky pace?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again, kind of that repeating, like Mackenzie was saying, the activities have the same format.
How was explicit instruction used?
I feel like when she worked through the one with her, like she was like, okay, what? I'm trying to think, because that was not explicit. The way she was like, oh, like what sound does the letter L make? But then like her correcting it, I guess would be when she was in the video with the word penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that is explicit instruction or not.
So like, should I say like asking questions and then like,
Correcting
um,
mistakes
yeah.
and like right then and there.
Yeah, correcting and modeling.
I also
Yeah.
feel like she gave very specific details to like maximize the time so that way the student had like the silent time to like figure out their own connections and thoughts to the instructions being given,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
And there was a lot of review, I feel like the review of the text from like the previous lesson and then like reviewing the anchor chart, like
Yeah.
just to be sure that the student knows where they're at or what they're doing.
I feel like even with the like worksheets and stuff, instead of being like, oh, write me a summary, like she was explicitly asking, what's the main idea? Give me three specific details, explain how, like it was more like broken up instead of just give me a summary.
Mm-hmm. Why did this teacher use an anchor chart and rubrics to guide the learning? This, I think, is the anchor chart. So there's a main idea, which is the message and what does the author want to learn. And then each leg is a different detail. Oh, that's kind of cute.
I feel like it sets guidelines for the teacher so that like not only do they have an understanding of the goals that need to be met, but it's like a fun way for the students to understand what goals need to be met
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
or like how a process works.
I feel like it's a good visual too for them, like the details support the main idea of the topic, It's kind of the thing that you look at the most, but like
Yeah, and
this
like the legs support the tabletop. Like that's cute. I didn't think of it about like I was like, why are they using a table? But I guess that makes sense.
it's not the first thing I would think of when I thought of supporting details, but I mean,
Whatever works.
it works. Like you can understand it by looking at it.
What is the importance of self-assessment?
I feel like it allows the student to create their own goals and better communicate like how they're feeling they did on certain tasks with the teacher
Mm-hmm.
to then better improve themselves.
Yeah, it can allow you to like see what the student liked or like disliked depending on like what questions are asked in the assessment. Sorry, Ashley, if I'm going too fast, let me know.
No, you're all good.
It kind of lets them know too, like where they're at, and like without you being like, oh, hey, you're a reading grade below. Like it gives them that self-awareness to know where they
Yeah.
are.
I also feel like it builds like self-esteem. Like it allow like you were kind of saying, it allows them to view it instead of like an academic level, it allows them to take into consideration.
Yeah. Like giving them the oh, I need to work on, understanding the story. Because when someone tells you you need to work on comprehension, you're like, all right, cool, like great. But kind of like actually, like then they know.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done with that one? Part 3. Practice intervention lesson. So below is an example of a completed lesson plan similar to what you will have created for your intervention lesson during weeks 11 and 12. I would like your group to look over the lesson, then each of you spend a few minutes practicing teaching the lesson to each other. Try to make it as authentic of an experience as possible to gain practice. You will likely want to use a virtual blending board to support your teaching online. UFLI has one as well. Um, oh, what's this stuff? So describe the focus of the intervention for your small group of 3 to 4 students. Include students' focus area of need and grade level. So okay, so she gives us one, phonological awareness, so sound deletion of initial and final position for the second graders. Small group goals, student will be able to review the deletion of the initial sound in a number of words. Student will be able to practice the deletion of the final sound in a number of initial words or number of words. Students will be able to use magnetic letters and baking sheets to segment sounds and then remove the final sound of the word. Students will be able to read a decodable text using familiar words reviewed within this lesson. What is the rest of the class doing independently? This class will begin working on a list of 5 crack the code activities pictured below. When they finish that, they can work on using the inventive spelling to label the parts of the animals of their choosing: elephant, monkey, shark, or dog, with the adjectives, a topic they have already learned about. What materials are needed? Whole class, crack the code, and objective label worksheet, small group magnet letters on a baking sheet, and printed copies for the text of students. So what do we have to do then?
I think
I think you're doing a
we
deletion
have to
small group
like
activity.
practice giving the lesson.
I think we're
So
doing
we
like
would,
a deletion small group activity. So like you would give your small group a word and then so like addition, you would give them addition and then take away TION to the word add and then
okay.
like add it back and forth. I think.
So it says in the top, I'd like your group to look over the lesson, spend a few minutes practicing, and then it has a link right there.
Yeah,
And I
the
think,
blend.
yeah, that's like our, I guess,
Yeah,
your
that's this.
yeah.
I don't understand how that correlates with the like deletion small group part.
So I
Um,
think you can like make your own.
so this is, I think, the same thing she went through. So like it starts with that blend and you can take off like the BL, and that's like the
Oh, okay.
dissonant, and then see what word it is.
Yes.
I think blends and advanced vowels is the one we're supposed to work on. I don't know if we're supposed to make our own or.
Did it say what grade this was for?
Second grade.
Second grade.
I think maybe not. For second graders, yeah. So do we have to, so it says practice teaching the lesson to each other. So do we have to practice this lesson right here in this thing?
Yeah, I think the one she gave us.
Okay.
It says you'll likely want to use the blending board, so I think
Right.
it's practicing that
Okay.
lesson. But when instead of the cookie sheets, it would be.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to practice first or go first?
I don't think I understand how to use the like blending thing.
So like I set it up as like syllables, but also like breakdown. So like I chose TION as like, you know, a breakdown. And so I did in the first box, I did add, and then I did I, and then TION. If you blend it together, it's addition. If you remove the I and the TION, you have add.
Yeah.
So, and then another one that I had was action. So action, that's a 2-syllable word. If we take away TION, what word are we, you know, what sound are we left with?
So you're making up your own then, Alexis, rather than using this like frog or sand or rope in here?
Well, I thought we had to just because, I mean,
That's what I'm confused on. I don't know if we have to or because it just says like
we
spend a
could do the
few.
words that she gives us. Like you could do like frog, like FR and then OG. If you take a, because, but then again, you know, I feel like that's not really
It's not really
utility.
deletion. Like
Yeah.
that's why I don't understand that part. Like,
Even
because when I first read it, I was like, okay, so we just have to read through this thing. So, like, I would say our goal today is to continue building our knowledge about sound deletion of the initial sounds and begin working with the sound deletion of the final sounds and words. We're first going to use our fingers to practice separating the sounds we hear in words. Please hold up your finger for each sound you'll hear in the following words. We will begin together with the word frog. Ready? Begin. So we would each do g. What word? Frog.
Yeah, and then you could do like R deletion and then end with fog.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So how many sounds? Great. The next sound is sand. And then you could do begin and what word? Sand. And then you could do delete the first sound you hear, the S sound you hear, and then you have and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would work. And then because like with deletion, you could also do like, you know, switch it out. So like sand, you could like delete the S and you know, add the you could do addition and do or substitution,
Mm-hmm.
but
So
it's
we
meant to
could
be a
do,
deletion lesson.
yeah, so take away that S and add an H sound. So hand.
So you could delete one for everything, but what would it be for rope? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. That one's hard.
I almost said row, like take away the P, but that's not how you spell row.
Even
Isn't that
like
how you spell like fish roe? Like fish eggs? Like, isn't it? But I don't think that would be the word that she's going for.
She's like
But I
new
don't know.
vocabulary, fish eggs.
even for like beep, you could do hold up 3 fingers for B E P, and then take away the final sound. That'd be B.
Maybe that's like one of the nonsense words. Like take away the E, that's Rob.
Maybe,
Mhm.
yeah. And then teach models using magnet sheet letters and baking sheets. We have been practicing sounds and deletions for the first sound of the word. For example, if the word is sand, spell sand with the letters, and then we can take off the S, remove the S, and it makes and that's where we would, I think you could do it like on your blending board.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use this thing yet, but
I know that's my problem is I don't know really how to use the blending boards.
I feel like it's harder too, because like I was even looking at like
See.
the blending one they already have, and like I couldn't make words out of it. It's got like QUOG, like it was all nonsense words. And if I did, or if I could make one, I couldn't delete with it. Like I'd make the word queen, and you can't take anything off that.
how do you use this? I guess. Oh, so if you took off, okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Resume share. So you have sand, and then if you took off the S, it would just be and.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think I did that based on this is how I did that actually. So I added an S here, and then you can add like different things over here.
Oh, okay. I had it
Okay.
like all on the one line. Okay.
So I guess if you want to do like frog, and then you would do like this way. Oh, maybe I'll delete sand.
Okay.
Anyways, you would just add like each one. And then it'd be like FROG. But you can color coordinate them.
And I think you can take it too, like if you had frog and you wanted to add a W at the end, then you could use it as ROW, like row,
Yeah.
and have it be the different letters.
So if the word was boat, then you would take off the B and it makes oat. Okay, so are we supposed to all go through that then? Or I guess now that we're confused and we kind of took up a lot of time and went through it talking together, do you think that's fine? Or
I think we talked through it pretty good, and we all kind of like contributed, I guess.
Mhm. Okay, then we'll go to the end of this. So I think the next part is our case study. Oh, I did have a question for you guys on my case study. Let me see if I can share my screen. Really all of it. Because I did not know how Google Docs to cite the where's
The essential skills.
no, I cited this essential skills, but like the like actual why did not that just not go down to the piece? What the heck? I swear that I clicked on the right one. the actual standards, because I felt like she okay, so I decided based on the essential skills for comprehension, Maria's good at decoding text and she does well with fluency. What Maria still needs to work on is her vocabulary and sentence structure and working memory and attention. Maria cannot work on her working memory and sentence structure because she is still struggling with vocabulary words in the text. And then I didn't know how to cite the actual standards because I felt like she needed all, like for the reading standards for literature, I would say that Maria was still at the kindergarten level. So I guess I can pull these up. Page 11. Yeah, so for these ones, I felt like she was still in the kindergarten level. So then do I cite like all of these?
So for that, it says start on page 11 and go all the way to 14 under the range of reading and level like text complicity. So the last one there, number 10, I
Uh-huh.
only did 10. I had kindergarten and first in what Maria understands, and then second and third in what she needs to improve on. But I'm pretty sure we just have to do that last one.
Wait, so okay, so we only need to do this then, right here.
That's what I did.
Okay. Okay, I can do that then.
Because I
I
thought
just
the same thing when I first opened it, and then
I
it
know,
said,
I was like, dang, that's a lot that I have to cite, and I didn't know what to cite. I explained like on it. Oh, great, where'd the thing go? Anyways, I explained like I still feel like she's still on kindergarten and first grade for this and this, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can go back and cite those other ones.
I did kindergarten and first for what she understands. I don't know if that's right. I also had sentence structure and cohesion under what she understands. Because I feel like she like had that fluency
Mm-hmm.
of like knowing how the words work kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think that was my only question. Thoughts. I think it's still going well. I like that we're doing this. It makes me, I don't know, it helps me better understand the reading, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I like that
I
she
agree.
up to like this girl Maria's struggling with comprehension. So was I think her name was Isabel, the whoever we worked with today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
What did you guys like? I know you were saying you had sentence structure and all that as she needs to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you have it there? Because now I feel like mine's
Ah,
not like I don't know if I'm overestimating her
okay. Well, maybe if I can ever get
or Ashley and Alexis. What did you guys have for that?
I'm sorry, what did I have for what?
Let me pull mine up.
The what Marina understands for like the citing and stuff.
Yeah,
I just
so
kind of put like, oh, sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
I didn't say anything. I'm still pulling mine up.
Oh, okay. I kind of put more what she needed. Are we talking about like the site essential skills for comprehension and all that
Yeah.
section?
yeah, I think that's what she's talking about, Alexis.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I said yeah. I didn't. It might not.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I more talked about like where I saw her at like each grade level. So like kindergarten, I said to actively engage in group readings and activities with the purpose of understanding. I said as a grade 1 student with prompting and support reading, with poetry, with appropriate complexity for grade 1 level reading. For grade 2, I like kind of just went through all the K through 3 standards and like what I felt she could work on based on where I saw her previously. I did write a paragraph. Where was it? Let me
I don't
find
feel
it.
like there's any wrong answer, Caitlin. I just feel like you have to have like explaining, I guess, like why you think that.
Right. Because when you
Yeah, I just kind of put like based on the case study given, like where she needs to be and then like how to go about it based on the information given. So I said she should be able to decode words and use phonemic awareness to sound out words that she has heard before. In this case, Maria is able to reach those expectations for phonological and phonemic awareness. However, she should also be able to read and comprehend informational text using scaffolding as by the end of second grade. So like kind of those benchmark practices.
Alright. So as long as it's explained, because when you said that, I was like, I have something completely different.
Right. No, as long as you have like an understanding of like why you're doing the like assessments or like the standards within those practices, I think you're set.
Okay, perfect. Other than that, I feel pretty good about it.
All right. I don't know how to tell what time I'm recording at,
We
but I think we're good.
we started at 1:05.
Do you think she'll be good with 5 more minutes, or should we
What's up?
go back and talk? I guess it doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't really either.
I don't know how strict she is, I guess.
I think if we were missing like 15 minutes, half an hour, she'd
Okay.
have you. I don't think she's that.
Okay. I think we asked questions too pretty well and went through everything.
Right.
All right. Well, have a great week. And do we have, okay, I guess we can go through what's due maybe real quick next week.
Sure. Yep.
Is it just
I
a
think we have
case?
our I think we have our week 9 case study.
And then we just have another small group again, right? And then a big group.
I think so.
On Monday is our small group, yes. And then we go to big group on Wednesday,
Okay.
I believe. Yes.
Trying to see. She has them as like weeks instead of Monday, Wednesday.
I know I got confused yesterday when I was trying to do like,
The case study for week
Mhm.
8. And
yeah, so we just have to browse over a document, watch 2 videos, and then work on case 9, and then join a small group on Monday. All right, then I will see you guys on Monday.
Okay.
See you
Good. Have a
Monday.
good weekend, guys.
You too.